In the 1973/1974 season, Bayern Munich thrilled fans worldwide, writing a great fairy tale on the European stage. That year marked a historical turning point when the Bavarian Lions lifted the prestigious European Cup for the first time after a dramatic final against Atletico Madrid, ushering in an era of dominance on the continent with 3 consecutive titles. With a generation of exceptionally talented players and a playing style that combined German discipline with moments of individual brilliance, they not only achieved success in terms of trophies, but also became an unforgettable part of the memories of an entire generation of football lovers. But behind those glorious moments on the pitch were players with very individual destinies. More than half a century has passed, and time has etched different marks on their lives. Some have continued to conquer new heights in coaching. Some have chosen a quiet path in a small corner after retirement. And some have had to end their journey with immeasurable sorrow. Let's look back at the ups and downs of the players who formed the soul of Bayern Munich's golden generation. Sepp Maier, the goalkeeper for Bayern Munich that year, was not just a goalkeeper but also an artist of extraordinary reflexes. At the age of 30, he reached the peak of his career, nicknamed Die Katze von Ansing, the Cat of Ansing, for his agility and superb diving ability. Maier was the last line of defense, providing absolute reassurance to his teammates with his spectacular saves and rare sense of humor and optimism. He didn't catch the ball out of tension, but with joy. His smile became a morale booster, helping the team overcome the most nail-biting moments of the season. Following his glorious 1974 season, Sepp Maier's career continued to flourish with a World Cup victory with West Germany. However, fate dealt a severe blow to this legendary goalkeeper. In 1979, a serious car accident forced him into early retirement, ending his journey on the pitch while his hands were still eager to catch the ball. But Maier did not let adversity defeat him. He transitioned to coaching and became a great mentor behind the success of subsequent generations of goalkeepers, including Oliver Kahn. Sepp Maier's personal life was as colorful as his playing style. Off the field, he was a cheerful man, passionate about tennis and magic. He never let the glory of the past weigh him down, always living with a light-hearted and witty attitude. The connection between a quirky goalkeeper on the field and an optimistic man off the field is proof of his resilience. Even if life throws you dangerous blows like the accident years ago, you can still smile and push it away. Today, at 80 years old, Sepp Maier is still healthy and peaceful, a living icon, a historical witness who continues to follow every step of Bayern Munich. Franz Beckenbauer was the soul, heart, and mind of Bayern Munich in 1974. At the age of 28, he redefined the role of a defender by playing as a libero, not only being solid in defense but also directly leading the play and pushing forward in attack with the composure and dignity of an emperor walking in his kingdom. Beckenbauer's calmness, excellent tactical vision, and exquisite outside-of-the-foot passes became the benchmark of football beauty, contributing to Bayern's rise to European glory. Following that historic season, Beckenbauer's career continued as a string of resounding successes. He played in the United States for the New York Cosmos alongside King of Football Pelé, then returned to Germany and won more titles with Hamburg. But his legacy didn't end there. Beckenbauer became a coach, leading West Germany to victory in the 1990 World Cup, and then became president of Bayern Munich, transforming the club into a global financial and sporting powerhouse. He was the most powerful man in German football, the man who brought the 2006 World Cup home, a symbol of complete success. Beckenbauer's life seemed to be paved with roses, but he also faced personal turmoil and controversies related to his management style in his later years. Nevertheless, in the eyes of his fans, he remains an immortal icon, a charming and elegant man who dedicated his entire life to football. The glamour of the pitch seemed to have permeated his life, turning him into a public figure, someone who was never allowed to rest. However, that glorious journey came to an end. On January 7th, 2024, Franz Beckenbauer passed away at the age of 78 after a long battle with illness. The passing of the emperor left a huge void in the world of football. He is gone, but his legacy of elegance and a footballing philosophy ahead of its time will live on forever. Georg Schwarzenbeck, at the age of 26, was Beckenbauer's most loyal bodyguard in the Bayern Munich squad. Playing as a defensive center-back, he quietly cleaned up any potential threats so Beckenbauer could freely push forward. Without flashy moves or exquisite technique, Schwarzenbeck played with strength, diligence, and a spirit of sacrifice. His most brilliant moment was the equalizer in the 120th minute of the Champions League final against Atletico Madrid, a priceless goal that sent the match to a replay, paving the way for Bayern's victory. It was a shining highlight in the career of a silent hero who always remained in the spotlight. After retiring, Schwarzenbeck chose a completely different path from his star teammates. He didn't become a coach, a commentator, or join a club's management. Instead, Katja, his affectionate nickname, returned to a simple life, opening a small stationery shop in Munich. The image of the world champion and European champion standing behind the counter selling pens, ink, and books to the children in the neighborhood has become a beautiful symbol of humility. The contrast between his role as a rock on the pitch and his gentle grocery store owner off the field made him even more endearing. Schwarzenbeck never sought fame or glory. He found happiness in simplicity, surrounded by family and close neighbors. Today, at 76, Schwarzenbeck has retired, living a peaceful life, far removed from the hustle and bustle of modern football. He is living proof that, after the spotlight, happiness is sometimes just peace of mind. Johnny Hansen was a remarkable Danish presence in that star-studded German squad. At 30, playing as a right back, Hansen brought solidity, discipline, and a Nordic tactical mindset. He wasn't a flamboyant attacking fullback, but his composure and intelligent positioning were indispensable pieces that helped Bayern's defense withstand the relentless attacks of their opponents. Hansen paved the way for the wave of successful Danish players in the Bundesliga that followed. After leaving Bayern Munich in 1976, Johnny Hansen returned to his native Denmark and continued playing for Vejle BK for a few more years before retiring. Instead of pursuing a professional football career after retirement, Hansen pursued a career in local government. His life unfolded peacefully, without scandal or fanfare, much like his playing style, efficient but discreet. The transition from a top European football star to a diligent civil servant is an interesting turning point. It shows Hansen's pragmatism, his ability to balance passion and everyday life. He has always maintained good relations with Bayern Munich and frequently attends the team's celebratory events. Today, at 80 years old, Johnny Hansen is enjoying a peaceful retirement in Denmark, proudly looking back on a glorious career in which he helped shape the history of the Bavarian Giants. Paul Breitner, a left-back who was just 22 years old in 1974, was a strange phenomenon in world football. With his distinctive bushy hair and strong left-wing political ideology, Breitner was nicknamed the Rebel on the field. He was a whirlwind on the left flank, excelling in both attack and defense, possessing thunderous long-range shots and an unyielding fighting spirit. Breitner's presence brought Bayern Munich an explosive energy, an unmistakable personality within a highly disciplined team. Breitner's career after 1974 was a tumultuous journey. He moved to Real Madrid, becoming one of the most successful German players in Spain, then returned to Bayern to play as a midfielder and lead the team during a new phase. Breitner was an intelligent, sharp, but also tenacious player. He wasn't afraid to clash with the media or even teammates and coaches if he felt it was necessary. Even away from the pitch, Paul Breitner retained his strong personality. He acted in films, served as a sharp television commentator, and was a brand ambassador for Bayern Munich for many years. His life was always vibrant, and he didn't hesitate to express his views on social issues and football. Breitner's frankness, sometimes bordering on extreme, both earned him admiration and instilled a sense of awe. Today, at 72, Paul Breitner remains a powerful voice, a philosopher with a rugged appearance, continuing to inspire and engage in fascinating debates with future generations. Franz Roth, at the age of 28, was the man Bayern always turned to in big matches. Playing in midfield, he was nicknamed the Bull for his powerful physique and aggressive playing style. However, what made Roth special was his knack for scoring in finals. He was the hero of crucial moments, always appearing at the right time with unstoppable, cannon-like long-range shots. In 1974, Roth continued to be a mainstay in midfield, constantly pressing and breaking down the opponent's midfield, paving the way for Bayern's victory. After dedicating his prime years to Bayern Munich, Roth had a brief stint playing in Austria before retiring due to injury, leaving the spotlight. The Bull chose a life closer to nature. He became a sports equipment businessman and devoted much of his time to his passions of hunting and fishing. Roth's life after retirement was as strong and free-spirited as his playing style, direct and masculine. The striking resemblance between a tireless warrior on the pitch and a man who loved conquering the wilderness off the field is fascinating about Franz Roth. He rarely appeared in the media, choosing a quiet but carefree life. Today, at 78, Franz Roth remains healthy and occasionally appears at the Allianz Arena to cheer on his former team, where he will forever be remembered as a true Mr. European Cup for Bayern. Jupp Kapellmann joined Bayern Munich as the most expensive signing in the Bundesliga at the time. At the age of 24, the midfielder brought dynamism and skillful technique to the Bavarians' playing style. Despite the pressure from his record-breaking transfer fee, Kapellmann proved his worth, contributing to the team's overall success with his intelligence and adaptability to various positions. However, what is most remarkable about Kapellmann is not his titles, but the path he chose alongside football. Even while still playing at the highest level, he diligently pursued medical studies. It's a rare sight to see a star player engrossed in his books after training sessions. After retiring, Kapellmann completely severed ties with the world of professional football to don a white coat. He became a respected orthopedic surgeon at Rosenheim. The transformation from Germany's most expensive football player to a dedicated doctor is an inspiring story of intellect and perseverance. Kapellmann proved that footballers are more than just players. For decades, he lived the life of an intellectual, dedicating himself to medicine and treating patients, completely detached from the noise of his past fame. Today, at 74, he has retired after many years of ethical practice, enjoying a fulfilling life with his family, leaving behind a shining example of continuous learning. Conny Torstensson joined Bayern in the middle of the 1973-74 season and quickly became a key strategic player. At the age of 24, the Swedish right-winger impressed with his speed, directness, and remarkable goal-scoring ability, especially in the European Cup. He was considered Bayern's lucky charm in Europe, consistently scoring in crucial matches and contributing significantly to their triumph that year. Torstensson's modern style of play brought a breath of fresh air to the Bavarian Giants' attack. After 4 years of spectacular success in Germany, winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles, Torstensson returned to Sweden to play for Åtvidabergs Bears FF before retiring. Instead of pursuing a top-level coaching career, he chose a life connected to nature and other simple passions. Torstensson dedicated his time to business, forest management, and especially his passion for trotting. Torstensson's life in his native Sweden was peaceful, a stark contrast to the fiery nights at Europe's big stadiums. He found joy in the tranquility of the forests and the excitement of horse racing. Today, at 75, Conny Torstensson is still remembered by Bayern fans as one of the most successful foreign signings in history, a quiet Nordic who always knew how to shine at the right moment. Viggo Jensen was the second Danish player in Bayern's squad that year, alongside Johnny Hansen. At 26, Jensen was a versatile player, capable of playing well in both midfield and defense. Although not a first choice in a star-studded starting lineup, Jensen's diligence, professionalism, and willingness to contribute whenever he was given the opportunity were always highly valued by the coaching staff. He was a team player, quietly contributing to the smooth functioning of the Bayern machine. After leaving Bayern and playing for several other clubs, Jensen had an incredibly long and impressive coaching career. He managed numerous teams in Denmark and Germany, becoming a dedicated mentor, passing on his experience and German football philosophy to generations of young players. His life was intertwined with the pitch, but in a new role, that of a playmaker and leader. Without the glitz and glamour of the sport, Viggo Jensen's career is a testament to perseverance and love for the game. He embodies the spirit of true football enthusiasts, dedicating his entire life to the beautiful game without seeking excessive praise. Today, at 76, having retired from the sport, he retains his sharp mind and burning passion for football, living the simple life of a veteran of the pitch. Herbert Zimmermann was just a promising 19-year-old midfielder, expected to be a worthy successor to the next generation. Although his appearances in the 1973/74 season were limited, training and playing alongside legends helped Zimmermann mature quickly. He possessed speed and good individual technique, promising a bright future. However, Zimmermann's career was subsequently plagued by persistent injuries. Leaving Bayern for FC Köln, he enjoyed more successful years, even earning a call-up to the national team. But knee pain prevented him from reaching the peak his talent deserved. Zimmermann was forced to retire earlier than planned, leaving many fans disappointed. After retiring from football, Zimmermann's life was full of ups and downs. He struggled to find balance after leaving the spotlight so early. The difficulties of adapting to life without football are challenges many players face, and Zimmermann was no exception. Today, at 70, he lives a quiet life, rarely appearing in public. His story is a somber note, reminding us of the harsh realities of elite sports, where talent alone is sometimes insufficient without good health. Gerd Müller, a name that struck terror into every defense. In the 1973/74 season, at the age of 28, he scored 30 goals in the Bundesliga and was a decisive factor in winning the European Cup. Without flash or embellishment, Gerd Müller possessed a natural killer instinct. He could score from any position, with any part of his body, in the tightest spaces. He was called Der Bomber, the bomber, because of his ruthless and absolutely effective ability to destroy the opponent's net. After retiring from football, the legend's life plunged into tragic darkness. The emptiness after retirement pushed him down the path of alcoholism. Gerd Müller was once lost, losing himself in drunkenness and loneliness. But luckily, his former teammates at Bayern, especially Uli Hoeneß, did not abandon him. They helped him overcome his addiction, gave him a job coaching the youth team, and helped him find meaning in life again. Gerd Müller revived, becoming a mentor to later generations of players like Thomas Müller and Bastian Schweinsteiger. But fate played a cruel trick. In his final years, he faced the devastating disease of Alzheimer's. He gradually forgot his memories, his goals, and even his loved ones. A deadly striker who had once made the world remember him now couldn't even remember himself. That image broke millions of hearts. And so, the journey of that legend came to an end. On August 15, 2021, Gerd Müller passed away at the age of 75. His passing is an immeasurable and irreplaceable loss. But his legacy, his goal-scoring records, and the story of his stumbles and bounces thanks to friendship and camaraderie will forever remain one of the most beautiful epics in world football. In 1974, Uli Hoeneß was a whirlwind on the right wing. At the age of 22, he possessed incredible speed, likened to a track and field athlete playing football. Along with Gerd Müller, Hoeneß formed a devastating attacking partnership. He scored 2 goals in the replay of the final against Atletico Madrid, making a significant contribution to their historic championship win. Hoeneß's passion, intelligence, and burning desire to win were evident in every step he took. However, Hoeneß's playing career ended tragically at the age of 27 due to chronic knee injuries. But when one door closes, another opens, and he became CEO of Bayern Munich at just 27 years old. With his brilliant business acumen, Hoeneß transformed Bayern from a debt-ridden club into one of the world's most powerful empires. He is the father of the prosperity Bayern enjoys today. Uli Hoeneß's life was an action movie with all its ups and downs, from the heights of fame to the depths of imprisonment due to a tax evasion scandal, and then a triumphant return to the fans to revive the team once again. He was a powerful, controversial, yet compassionate man, one who always extended a helping hand to fallen former teammates like Gerd Müller. Today, at 72, even though he has retired to the position of honorary president, Uli Hoeneß's shadow still hangs over Allianz Arena. He is a testament to unwavering will, a man who never gives up in the face of adversity. Bernd Gersdorf arrived at Bayern Munich as a promising striker from Eintracht Braunschweig. At the age of 27, he was expected to share the attacking burden with Gerd Müller. Although he only made 12 appearances and scored 2 goals in the 1973/74 season, Gersdorf still managed to leave his mark on the championship-winning team. He was a technically gifted and intelligent player, but perhaps the shadow of other attacking stars prevented him from staying in Munich for long. After just 1 season, Gersdorf returned to his former club Braunschweig, and then moved to the United States to play, before ending his career in Austria. After retiring, Gersdorf did not pursue a coaching career but instead ventured into management. He worked in the casino industry and became the director of a casino in Salzburg, Austria. Gersdorf's foray into entertainment and casino management is an interesting highlight in the diverse tapestry of former Bayern players. It showcases Gersdorf's versatility and adaptability. While not the most brilliant legend, he still led a successful and prosperous life. Today, at 77, Bernd Gersdorf lives a comfortable life, enjoying the fruits of his labor and occasionally reminiscing about the magical season in which he was a part of history.